You know, you might think this is crazy, but I haven't got a clue what to say. I just know that I'm feeling so full of so much, so many things rumbling around in there. I thought maybe I'd turn the video camera on and see what came out. I just did my first piece recently looking at a documentary or a movie and something that's supposed to be of the light, and then giving some feedback on that and how I saw that mixed in with that light, there was potential, not overt deception, but that's what it's meant to be, I think, behind the scenes. I've watched several pieces recently that hit me that way. There's another one called Home, and it's an hour or two video, and it's about the Earth. And you'd think it was wonderful, it's about ecology and all that, but, and it's very, very well done. But, you know, when you look at something and the first thing they come out with is that the sponsors are all these great big huge corporations and their employees, I guess those people don't realize that we're coming alert to that, and to what their interests are and how they try to use us to promote their interests, and get rich and powerful and all that sort of thing. So to me, right up front, that says caution, look out. You know, look for the underlayment, what's beneath the storyline that we're being fed. I don't like to say it, but I do believe that the New Age movement, if you want to call it that, the spirituality thing that we're all chasing, is deeply, deeply infiltrated. The devil, for a long time, hasn't appeared before people with horns and a pitchfork and looking ugly. Screw tape letters written in the last century, or shoot, the one before, I don't remember, C.S. Lewis anyway, was a real good expose of what some call it the serpent mind, the Luciferian mind is like, and how it works from behind the scenes through seemingly innocent things. And so the ones that are vulnerable to this, it's not everyone. I don't believe that people in heart are or can be vulnerable to these things. But to the extent that we place reliance on mind, certainly to the extent that we identify with and as the mind, then we're fair game, because mind cannot tell the difference. Mind wants to organize things, look for lists, and if someone is speaking out for the light, well, you know, there's something in us that wants to trust that. We want to just go along. But that's like the groups of ETs that want to prepare us to take us off planet. They try to stir up fear that some kind of global Armageddon is coming and Earth changes and everything's going to be chaos and a lot of lives are going to be lost, but they'll be there to rescue you. And they've got this wonderful planet somewhere all set up where that'll be the new heaven. And we'll all live there happily together ever after. Well, dear ones, I would gently suggest don't buy into that. back off a good 10 or 12 steps instead of just 2 or 3, and look and see what's under there. What is the motivation that's acting? And indeed, who are the beings? Not who are they pretending to be, but who are they? We don't want to admit, although it's apparent and obvious, that ET ability and technology in the mental domain, the mental plane or dimension, is so far advanced and beyond what we have as to make us positively primitive. And so we want to think that we can go toe-to-toe and nose-to-nose with these beings and still win out. And, well, that's fine. We can, but not in the realm of the mind. I just think that's patently foolish to think along those lines. When I go in heart and when I examine these things, and keep in mind, I have followed some of these Pied Pipers. I have listened to the words. They seemed right. I looked at my intuition. I didn't find anything leaping out at me saying, no, don't trust, don't go there. And so I went. I've followed various things, but I have discovered by my own direct experience in my body, mind, being, in the chakras, in the energy, in the whole thing. I have clearly discovered by following some of these things that they were dark. They appeared to be light, but that's just a seeming. That's just what's on the surface. And I was still in the mind to one extent or another. Or perhaps I would have been less vulnerable. I don't know. I'm just wanting to kind of put these things out there because I hadn't found anyone putting out this particular kind of a heads up when I was exploring. Or I certainly would have taken it under advisement anyway. But I think it's good to say, just a word to the wise, don't believe what I'm saying. And don't be afraid to experiment and to check things out with certain reservations. As a for instance, I'll give the, what was her name? Shelley. Fire the Grid. Those ET beings said clearly that they wanted to place implants in us. They gave some excuse or reason that they wanted to be able to find us at any moment and so on. And it was like, oh my God. Those videos, by the way, where she announced that, it was in the Fire the Grid 2 set of videos that Shelley put out. They've been taken down. I commented them fairly heavily. I tried to put an alert, just an alert. I'm not condemning anyone or anything. I want everybody to come out and speak your truth, whatever it is. Let us know, that's fine. We all gain, we all benefit in the flow and in the mix of this. But it was, to me, clearly, at a minimum, highly questionable. What kind of advanced light beings or angelic beings would need to have implants in us in order to know where we are? I mean, come on. But everybody wanted to go along. It was the touchy-feely, feel-good thing of, oh, let's do this group meditation for peace. I join in those things sometimes, but not in an instance like that. So I'm just saying, be cautious. They want to get into your energy. They want to get into, they want your bod, all right? They want to get into your genetics, into your DNA, and into your energy flow. And we've got to be better stewards of the light that we have and that we are. So I guess that's my 2 cents worth on that. Thank you for listening.